Hello there, Lorcana lovelies. So I want to start off by saying that I absolutely love Lorcana. I think it's a fantastically designed game, and you can tell that it's designed by people who love the game. And both them, I'm sure, and me would really like to see it there for the long haul and to last decades. Now, start with that, and then I'll say that for the last couple months, I haven't felt super driven towards the competitive side of Lorcana. And I say the competitive side of Lorcana because I just kind of stepped back from playing seriously, practicing a bunch, looking at meta lists and saying, how do I want to tweak my list to either beat this meta list, or how do I want to, or do I want to like change my list completely to what somebody else is doing? And I just kind of have felt a little bit uninspired. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who has felt that way, which is why I thought I would do a video like this, because I'm very excited about the future. I'm very excited about DLCs coming back. I'm very excited to be going to one of them. But kind of looking back over the last year, I do have to admit that I really have lost touch with kind of that competitive drive and competitive spirit that I had a year ago. So if I think back a year ago, I was getting ready to go to the Toronto DLC. It was my second DLC. I was really excited. We were going with a bunch of other Canadians to Toronto, and I didn't really have high expectations for myself. I wanted to go, I wanted to win a couple matches, and then I wanted to drop, go play sides, and get tickets for the prize wall. And that was my plan. I went it with I'm going to stick around till round 3 to get my Dragon's Fire promo. If I'm winning, I'll stick in for a couple more to try to get a couple of extra tickets out of the main event. If I'm not, cool, I'll drop. There's cool prizes, and that's what I'll do. And then I went to Toronto, and I ended up making day 2 top 64. It was really exciting. I almost tear up every time that I think about it because I really felt like I had put in a lot of practice and effort, and it had all paid off. I had done more than I was expecting to do. I made a much better placing than I would have expected for myself. And I went in with this laid back, relaxed attitude of whatever, I'm here to just play and have fun. And I'm hoping to be able to capture both of those this year. I have totally, like I said, just kind of like paused and hit the brakes on playing competitive stuff. And I'm hoping to kind of bring that back. I'm really excited about things, like I said. I'm rambling. Where was I going to go with this? Okay, so that was where I was in Toronto. I was really excited, and I had this like burning desire and fire and passion to be able to like go and play more and kind of push at what I could do. See if I could do it again. See how good I could do the next time. Never really setting my goal to make day 2, but my goal of to potentially win more than I lose. And I was really excited about all that. So then October came along and there were no more DLCs. Figure there's going to be Worlds pretty soon. They'll announce them after that. And they did announce them kind of after Worlds, but it took us a very long time to get there. And so, with the months and months and months between the last DLC and the announcements of the next ones, I just kind of felt that fire and that drive and that desire slowly start to go down and down and down. And it was replaced by this very big enthusiasm for fun decks, weird decks, pet decks, which I literally have a puppy deck. So it's both my pet deck and it's made of pets. And that kind of took over my Lorcana interests, I guess we'll say. I did a lot of multiplayer, I did a lot of casual, and I did a lot of the types of games where the goal is not winning. The goal is to do that strange interaction that just makes your opponents say, wow, that was cool that you were able to do that, or wow, that is like a really specific thing that's really neat that you got that all together, or I didn't see that coming, or how did you gain 52 lore in one turn, which is what I did once. And those were those were really fun games. And that was kind of where I was feeling. I would show up to set champs, and I would show up to set champs with whatever weird thing I was playing, with like half of the weird thing I was playing and half of whatever meta deck was in those colors, and just shove them together and see if it would work. I was really into this idea of Bolt and Simba, and readying everything with Simba and then gaining lore off of Bolt, and so I brought that to set champs. Didn't work. I won a couple games and I had fun. And you know what? I had fun. And at that point in time, that was all I cared about. I brought a fun, weird thing to set champs, and I did good enough that that I had some people smiling. Um, but yeah, they announced DLCs. I got a ticket to Bologna. I love Italy. Italy's amazing. The food's great. The art's awesome. The architecture is phenomenal. I love everything about Italy, and I'm super excited to go to Bologna. But now that has me excited again to play competitively. And now I'm looking at the last year being like, oh my goodness, why wasn't I practicing this whole time? So I want to be able to, I guess, bring both mindsets together and kind of like marry them together here. I want to be able to still have a whole bunch of fun and with kind of like brewing up fun decks that are just kind of super out of left field. And I also want to be really good at the meta decks and the competitive decks and bring back that competitive mindset. So mindset that I was having a year ago that I really want to bring back is I want to be able to play both sides of the table. I want to be able to play my deck. I want to know what my deck wants to do. I want to know how my deck wins. I want to know how my deck loses, and I want to know what it needs to do in each match. I also want to know what the other side of the table needs to do. I want to know what my opponent's thoughts are, all of my opponent's outs, the way that they could disrupt my plan. Because knowing both sides of the table was what I thought I was really good at last year. And being able to know, well, you've been through 3B prepared, you got about 40 cards left. There's a good chance you don't have another one, or I know you need to be prepared, or I win. And those were kind of good feelings that I had where I felt like I knew both sides of the table. And I want to be able to kind of like bring all that back, and I guess bring it back quickly because Bologna is in like a month and a half, 2 months. And so I'm going to be working a lot on kind of like testing for myself and training myself and kind of getting me back to that, not just the like, "Ooh, I wanna do good" mindset, because I got that right now, but also the "I'm gonna do" mindset confidence, that I had, a year ago. So that's that. I'm gonna do it for me. I'm going to, do all of this testing anyways. I quite literally will write up little reports for myself, because writing up little essays is how my mind retains information, and I figure if I'm doing it anyways, if I'm doing up little write-ups for me, if I am, gonna be doing all this practicing, for me, I may as well put a camera on it or take my write up and actually spell check it and toss it up on the internet for other people. Because if it's going to help me, it might help other people. And I would love to drag other people along on my road to improvement or road to getting better. And in my mind, I see a training montage where, like, I mean, it'd be kind of a boring training montage because it would just be me sitting at a table playing cards. But this is the type of group who would appreciate that. So I'm gonna do, like I said, gonna do that for me. I'm going, and I figure I'll put it on camera. And if anybody else would like to follow along or join in, or if it's gonna be helpful for somebody else, feel free. We will be streaming on YouTube and Twitch. I have no idea what days, but we'll be streaming on YouTube and Twitch. And we don't just stream playing games. We like pause, we reveal our hands, we talk through decisions. I say, I want to play this card. Josh will say, I think you should play this card. And we'll walk through the pros and cons of both ones, with the idea being, like, that's the best way to get better. It's not just to play and lose and not know why you lost, or play and win and not know why you win. It's kind of knowing that whole ins and outs mindset of the deck that you're playing, but also the deck your opponent's playing. So if that would be helpful, feel free to, I guess, join us in on that. Like I said, I'm doing this for me. But if it could help you, I'll put it up there for you too. Other thing that we're gonna do is I'm not gonna just retire my weird fun decks. I'm going to take the Funsy Pet decks and I'm gonna see if there is a way to make them competitively viable. I won't say tier one. Let's say tier two. But I want to see if I can get these fun decks to the point where they could beat one of the meta decks. Maybe it's a certain card that a meta deck wouldn't come seeing, like Vinny. Vinny's awesome. Vinny and Bolt, best friends. Or maybe it is a deck that, or maybe it is a certain thing that you can stop your opponent from doing, that kind of really lets you get ahead. And so that's something that we're going to be doing too. Is we're going to be taking the fun decks and really stress testing them and seeing how good we can make them. So I guess that's kind of where I am. I'll just kind of wrap it up by saying I'm really excited about the future for Lorcana. I'm excited to do DLCs. I'm really excited. I'm going to try to go to all the European ones. My hope is to be able to go to all of Europe. Yeah. Um, Thanks for watching. I hope your games are going good, and I hope that you feel that kind of drive, desire, and passion for this game because it's such a wonderful game. Whether that is that you love meta decks and competition, or whether that's your puppies, pirates, and princesses, or where you want to stay, I hope you're enjoying it.